Welcome back, everyone. So today I have selected 10 films that you should watch because they have been so impactful and life-changing for me. I have been collecting films for more than 10 years. This is part of my collection. I think I have 1,800 films. So I plan on expanding my collection, but I think for now I just want to focus on some films that have been really meaningful for me. So my first selection is actually Kill Bill 1 and 2. So this is my Tarantino box set. I remember watching this when I was like 10 years old, and I was probably way too young for this. Uh, well, if you guys remember, for those who have seen it, the anime scene and the second one, which is like very R-rated, which is like the origin of Oren Ishii. So, I mean, for me, I still vividly remember almost the entire like both films because they're so well done, and the action scene are really holding up to this day. Like the fight scene are really good, so it's probably one of my favorite also Tarantino's work as well. So watch it. Up next is a film that was really impactful for me because I just feel like it was so ahead of its time, and it was nice seeing Jim Carrey in a like not in comedy. So it's really showing how The Truman Show is a film that is still worth watching today. The concept, it's very interesting because it's like reality TV, but like on the like a next level. So we're basically following a man, and his whole existence is it's been arranged, organized. Like imagine a show where a producer just built a town and everyone inside are actors, and he's the only one who doesn't know that his whole existence is being filmed. So everyone on TV is actually watching the show, which is the Truman Show, and we're following Jim Carrey, who just lives lives his life, and eventually he kind of feel like something is on about when he's asking his friends, are you thinking about leaving the town? So I would really recommend this film for everyone. Like it's such like the acting in this one is so good, and Jim Carrey is actually a really good actor. um yeah, so honestly, like, you should watch this. Up next is a film I feel is perfect on every level. Like it's such a masterpiece, and when I saw it, I was like mind blown. So I of course need to talk about the film Hero, and the top of that, it's actually saying that Quentin Tarantino presents, so he actually recommends this film. I mean, like I say, um, it's perfect when it comes to like the score, cinematography, acting, visual. It's a beautiful film, and the action scenes are orgasmic, honestly. So yes, please check this out. Up next is a film I grew up watching, and I also thought it was so beautiful, and I am obsessed with the cast of this film. The Memoirs of a Geisha is another essential film for me. It just brings back so much memory for me, and I I watched it when it came out, which is probably I think 2007, and I still watch it now. So it's I'm such a huge fan of Michelle Yeoh, and I love her in this film. So please, please, please check this one out. Up next, we have a film that when I saw it, I was so moved by the story, and it's not gonna be like your typical Spielberg film. It's The Color Purple, which for me is such a classic. So it's starring with Whoopi Goldberg. She is a character that is struggling with like her life, with her violent husband and how she is separated from her sister at a young age. So we're just following like the hardship of a character, but also following how she goes through everything in such a beautiful way. Like, so I feel like it's a film you should watch if you want to learn something about the history of Black people, and for me, it's a must watch. Up next, we have a film that is so beautiful. Honestly, to this day, it's still a film that moves me, and the ending is so heartbreaking. But honestly, guys, like the whole film it's not your typical war film, and of course, and Life is Beautiful, we're following a family where a father is really playing the war as if it was a game for his son, so he doesn't see all the harshness of what's happening. And it's a beautiful Italian film, and you guys should really check it out. It's one of my all-time favorite films. Up next, we have the movie Dolores Claiborne. So this one's actually written by Stephen King, and it's probably underrated because it is not a horror film. So there's not going to be any supernatural or like creatures, but I gotta say the performances in this one and just the story itself, it's so good. It's so actually Stephen King wrote the film based on Kathy Bates because he actually saw her in Misery and he was so impressed by her that he actually wrote a whole book based on her. So check it out, guys. It's really good. Up next, I gotta talk about the movie The Pianist because I feel like it's such a must-watch, but I gotta warn everyone who wants to watch this that this is a really like harsh film, and the way it's presenting, the way it's filmed, the way it's acted feels so real, and it's probably why it's so good and why everything about this is so powerful. And to this day, I think it's one of the best film dealing with the Jews during the war. So please watch this film. Okay, so I don't want to just mention depressing films. I also want to mention the more fun ones, just like Batman Returns. So for me, this is one of my favorite film of all time. It is not a perfect film. I'm not saying it is. Just saying that those were really meaningful for me, especially this one. I was obsessed with Catwoman. I did her for Halloween. I just love this version of Batman because it's done in a way that is very different than superhero films nowadays. Like, it's so dark and it's so it really has a touch of a director Tim Burton. So like even the score by Danny Elfman is genius. And well, he also did the first one, the first Batman, but I feel like this one sticks with me more because I just love the vibe of the film and I just love the villain. And it's probably why I love it so much because I feel like the villains, especially Catwoman, she is such a complex villain because she's not just a villain, she is also she's kind of like a gray character. Like, she's neither only good or neither only bad, which is kind of like all of us. We're not. I feel like sometimes the villains are portrayed as either only malicious, evil, dangerous people, but sometimes it could just be people that are like confused or lost or dealing with like their inner demons. So I feel like this is why it's so interesting because her character is nice to follow. So yes, it's definitely worth a watch. Okay, so for the last film, I feel like I'm always talking about this, but for me, it's like the holy grail of film. It's my favorite thing ever. Lord of the Ring. So for me, I see it kind of like as a one long big film. Of course, it's a trilogy, and for me, it's essential to watch the extended cut. So yes, if you want to see it for the first time, watch the extended cut because it is providing you with more information that you need to know. Yes, so yes, it could be long, but it's so worth it. Like the whole, I just feel like it's perfect. Yeah, I said that. It's perfect. Like I love it so much. I might be biased because I kind of grew up with this. I did grow up watching those films, and I probably watch it every year. Yeah, and I'll keep on watching it every year. So even if you're not like into medieval movies, I feel like you should still watch this one because it's it's aging well. It's so well done. It's like I said, it's really perfect. Like it was actually made at a time I feel like when CGI was like becoming a thing where it's actually still new on for movies. So I feel like it was done at the perfect time because later on the same director did The Hobbit, which for me was a really big letdown because it was like too much CGI and anyway, so I just want to focus on this one and say that you guys should watch it. So that's it for today, guys. So here are my picks. So let me know which ones are your favorite films. Let me know if there's one I should really check out. And stay safe and hang in there. We're gonna go through this pandemic.